What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another 5-year rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different 5-year rebuild. It's going to be one where we're going to be trading Donovan Mitchell. We're going to do this 5-year Jazz rebuild. So I actually already did a trading Donovan Mitchell rebuild here with the Jazz. It was about a month ago when those kind of rumors kind of started to surface after the Rudy Gobert trade. We're going to revisit it today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make this one a 5-year rebuild. The last one was a 3-year rebuild. Obviously, nothing is still confirmed with Donovan Mitchell, but I'll show you guys the trade that I made in just a second. And finally, as the road to 40K has officially started, if you have not yet joined the community and hit that subscribe button, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could. We'd love to have you around here, man. Of course, I enjoy each and individual one of you guys that I actually know who, comment and DM me on Twitter and everything like that. But that being said, of course, we would love to have you around here. Of course, if you guys do have any other video ideas, feel free to comment them below. And without further ado, man, we traded Donovan Mitchell. I'll show you guys the trade and get into all my thoughts on that trade and this team. Let's hop in. Here's how the Donovan Mitchell trade looks. No, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is exactly what I believe this trade will look like. This is the one I put through here today in 2K. I think we got the most important pieces in the deal here done. So here's what it is. It's Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, and 3 first-round draft picks. And I might be saying there's been rumors of them being possibly added up to 7 first-round picks. And that being said, one, I know Rudy Gobert kind of screwed the market in general, especially for a guy like Donovan Mitchell who's younger, probably a better player, definitely not on the defensive side. But obviously, you'd rather build around Donovan Mitchell than you would Rudy Gobert. So that's where the picks kind of come into play. Timberwolves are really the ones to blame at this point in time. I did 3 first-round picks, mostly for I have 2 main reasons. One, I don't think those next picks are going to be too valuable, especially with Donovan Mitchell there, so I really don't need them. I'd probably just trade them anyways. And then on top of that, I only have 6 slots that I can actually trade with. So I'm actually somewhat hoping that 2K for 2K23 actually adds more than 6 slots because, it's one of those things that, more than 6 pieces sometimes get moved in NBA deals. It's not often, but it does happen. So Donovan Mitchell is the only other piece going back to the New York Knicks in this deal. There's obviously some other pieces that could be going either way. And obviously there could be in a filler. I know the money doesn't necessarily exactly work here like this. But at the end of the day, they'll always make it work. So that's the trade we went ahead and we put through. As you can see, all these other ones and everything down here are kind of just things I've kind of updated. I'm not using my big shared file. Reason I'm doing that is actually had a couple comments and a couple DMs saying that the big shared file I was using actually just didn't like the overalls. The overalls were all screwed up, even though their stats weren't screwed up. It was all weird. That being said, we're also going to do something I don't do too often. Typically in these 5-year rebuilds, I like to kind of leave the team exactly how I think it'll be. Just for the first season, at least, just to maybe get a little bit of realism and kind of work in that aspect to see how maybe 2K thinks the team would do. That being said, if they're going to move on from Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz end up doing that, there is no shot that a lot of these guys who are currently on this roster will still be there. Mike Conley, a guy anyways, I think could either be bought out if they couldn't find a trade. I'm sure teams are interested in him, or they could just find a trade for him. I would assume they're going to obviously look down the trade route first, but obviously there are multiple options. I don't really see him wanting to be here anyways, especially if they trade Donovan Mitchell. He's an option. I look at a guy like Jordan Clarkson, who's a 6th man of the year, a guy expiring deal, 30 years old, definitely could contribute on some championship caliber team. Patrick Beverley probably wants to be gone anyways. Hell, I don't really blame the man. I really don't at all. So he'll probably be another guy who's traded. Other than that, I think a guy like Bojan Bogdanovic could be gone. I think Rudy Gay could be gone. I mean, that's just 5 guys right there that really have no business being on this team right now in the current state that we are in. So that all being said, we're going to go ahead and trade probably most of these guys. I'll try to find maybe somewhat realistic teams for them to go to, but probably not somewhat realistic trades. I might try, but you guys will see, and I'll show you whatever I do before we do start. Sim year 1. We're going to offer this here to the Los Angeles Lakers. Maybe not the most realistic trade in the world, but this is a deal that I can kind of see happening, honestly. Not this exact framework. I know people sometimes. I always kind of try to implement myself saying that I don't think this is necessarily 100% what it'll look like, because I'll still have people to this day being like, oh, there's no fucking chance that would happen. Well, I get that. I'm saying it's like a general kind of concept. But that being said, here's what we're going to offer the Los Angeles Lakers: Mike Conley and Patrick Beverley for Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, and the first-round pick swap here with the New Orleans Pelicans. We swapped the worst, so we don't actually get the good pick. But Russ would come in here, probably be a guy that would either be bought out immediately or I guess maybe could suffer for a year in Utah in a rebuilding team. More likely than not would be bought out, kind of similar to what the Houston Rockets ended up doing with John Wall. So let's see if they'll take this deal. They're throwing a trade exception. They want Rudy Gay and they'll give me Max Christie. Honestly, that's fine by me. So we're officially going to go ahead and do that trade. I don't think necessarily that the Lakers are a crazy unrealistic spot for a guy like Mike Conley or Patrick Beverley to end up. It all kind of comes down to what does Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz get back. Probably going to have to be more than one pick. I would imagine at least a first, maybe a couple seconds in there. Maybe we even have to throw Taylor Horton-Tucker in. I have no fucking idea at this point. But that being said, I'm not really going to be in, the market of entertaining Kendrick Nunn. Dude banged his knee on a coffee table and was out for a whole season. I don't really want to keep Russ on this team. I honestly might just buy him out. Probably really not going to be a long-term option here with Jared Butler, but I'm honestly going to start him. He's 22 years old. Was just drafted, I guess, 2 years ago now, technically, and we're going to see what the guy has. So Nunn will probably be coming off the bench. I'm going to buy Russ out. Basically, what I'm going to do is just go, because there's no option to actually buy a guy out here in 2K. So what I'm going to do is just kind of edit his contract down and then just release him into free agency. So we're going to do that, and then we definitely have one or two more trades. All right, so here's how the next trade is going to look. We're going to send Jordan Clarkson over to the Dallas Mavericks. We're going to get a first-round pick. Top 3 protected in 2025, and Davis Bertans back. That's obviously just to make the money work. Reason I'm doing this deal is when I kind of think about this, I'm not trying to make this 100% realistic. It's just maybe a possible spot. Obviously, this team just lost Jalen Brunson, one of their best players. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jordan Clarkson is as good as Jalen Brunson or really even be able to make up that kind of gap that is maybe now there a little bit. But that all being said, it provides some more scoring for them off the bench. And I think this is a decent trade. It's not bad value at all. That's our next deal. Definitely one more coming. This is going to be our final trade. And let me just say right now, this is not a realistic destination or a realistic trade. Legitimately, quite honestly, the only reason I'm doing this is because Fournier has an extra year of team control. I can trade him in the offseason. So I don't know if there's maybe some sort of trade package that the Knicks and the Jazz can work out that includes Fournier in the original deal and also includes Bogdanovic, which, I would say this is probably an upgrade. They definitely play different positions. But I think Bojan Bogdanovic would be a good addition. The Knicks can definitely spread the floor. Obviously, a little bit of a big man as well. So Fournier comes back. Obviously, an absolute dog shit contract. Really thankful the Knicks still signed him away from my Celtics. But we do this. We get an extra second-round pick. Maybe the Knicks would have to throw in an extra first in real life. Whatever it would be. We're going to do this deal, not one that I really think is realistic at all. But that's our final trade. Let's set the rotation. So it definitely ain't pretty, and we are hopefully on the road to a number 1 draft pick. Here's how it is going to look. I think the way we have this rotation set, it's going to kind of combine us in the aspect of playing the young guys that I think have somewhat a little bit more of potential than the guys off the bench. Also including the fact that this is probably a lineup that's not going to win very many basketball games. So, Jared Butler starting at point guard for us. Emmanuel Quickley at the 2 guard. Honestly, you can make a strong case that he might be the best player on this team. And, Emmanuel Quickley being the best player in your team is not typically the best way to start a rebuild. It's not a shot at him. It's just the honest truth. Malik Beasley, I moved him to the small forward spot. Going to be starting there for us here in year 1. Jared Vanderbilt, now I can mention his name, starting at the power forward spot, and then Udoka Azubuike, replacing Rudy Gobert at our starting center position. You got Obi Toppin coming off the bench, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kendrick Nunn. Hopefully there's no coffee tables in the great state of Utah. Quentin Grimes, and then Walker Kessler was their first-round pick, yes, at number 22. So, this is not a team that's going to be anywhere near the playoffs. We look at our draft picks. We obviously have a lot of Timberwolves picks, and we also have our own first this upcoming season. So, hopefully some of these can kind of fall into place for us. We will see what happens, but we haven't even seen year 1. I feel like we're already pretty far into this rebuild, so let's get to it. I'm honestly trying to think off the top of my head that if there's currently a constructed roster in this league that is worse than ours and maybe the Spurs, but if it's not the Spurs, I have no idea who it could possibly be. It's legitimately a tank for Victor Wembanyama. We will see. Luka MVP doesn't count, wasn't a triple-double. Chet Holmgren Rookie of the Year legitimately always wins it. In this non-shared file, this is basically just my offseason one that I kind of update per team by myself if you didn't know. Yeah. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year. Jared Butler, holy fucking hell. Sorry. Wow. I guess somebody I'm not digging at the man. He had a very good season for us. Well, let's think about this from the logical perspective. Somebody has to score the basketball for us, and looks like he was one of those guys that definitely did it. Probably leading us in points per game at 18 points. Willie Green, Coach of the Year. Shocker, didn't go to Will Hardy here in Utah. All right, so let's look at the standings, because if it wasn't the Spurs, I can't imagine who it was. It was the what? Don't get me wrong, the Houston Rockets are not a playoff team. They're not a contending team. John Wall, the update hasn't gone through, but This is an insanely better team than what we are. And this team wins 17 games. We win 18. So, like, I mean, we are definitely very close. I mean, we're basically just having a who can suck the most fest. That sounds really suspicious. We were not a good basketball team. Let's look at the stats, see who did it for us. Emmanuel Quickly, I should have thought of him, actually did lead us in scoring. Then it was Jared Butler. Making a case, honestly. I'm not going to say he's definitely going to start for the remainder of the video. Man's making a case. Malik Beasley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kendrick Nunn, Obi Toppin, Udoka Azubuike. Honestly, 7 and 10 isn't horrible for the young 23-year-old. Quentin Grimes, Jared Vanderbilt, not exactly. I mean, good rebounds. I like to get those points up a little bit. Again, I know Jared Vanderbilt's not necessarily a guy that's going to be balling out 20 points a game. Come on, Jared. You're in the starting lineup playing nearly I think we're playing like 32, 33 minutes. All right, let's in the playoffs, as we are obviously not in it, and that's not something we do have to worry about. And the Memphis Grizzlies actually go on to win the finals here in year number 1. It's Ja Morant, young superstar, finals MVP. Here's a fun question for you. Where do you cut it off? Because, you know, I think this has nothing to do with this video, by the way. I'm just getting sidetracked like I always do. Where do you, like, cut off the list? Because I feel like the term superstar in recent years has kind of gotten so misconstrued to the point that everybody's like, oh, he's a superstar and he's a superstar. I mean, we're handing him out like fucking breath mints at a restaurant. Like, I'm not saying that everybody in this league is a superstar. That's not what I'm saying. But, like, there's a very fine line where that word used to be meant for like 4 or 5 guys. And I feel like we've gotten into the conversation, and I know the league has gotten better, but like top 20 players aren't superstars. Like, in my opinion, top 10 players are superstars. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a superstar. I don't even know if I consider Trae Young a superstar. That being said, let me know where you kind of cut it off. Give me an example of 2 players, one you consider a borderline superstar and one you consider a non-superstar that some people may consider that. I'm not getting into that right now, but sorry for the rant. I just had to put it out there. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. Let's hit the draft lottery, see if we can get lucky here in Utah. Not something a lot of people probably say. We have a swap on that pick, so that's not actually going to be our draft pick. Would have been cool, though. And, yeah, we fall to number 6 because, you know, why wouldn't we hear you? Awesome. So, staff signing, Will Hardy, obviously first year, won 18 games. I mean, you got to give him credit. No, I gave him a shitty-ass roster. He honestly doesn't really have too good of ratings. Solid defensive rating, honestly, but, you know, that offensive rating, you might as well put me out there because half a star ain't going to cut it, Will. So, we'll give you 1 or 2 more seasons, definitely 1, maybe 2. It ultimately depends what the roster is looking like going into the next season. So, 6th overall pick, we also have number 19 from the Nets. That was from the Royce O'Neal trade. Nick's pick was number 21, 26 from the Timberwolves, then 29 from the Pelicans. We also have 18 from the Knicks in round 2. All right, a couple bad contracts here with Evan Fournier and Davis Bertans. You know, another problem with 2K, while I'm just on the topic of just kind of complaining about everything, there's just, like, I have this speech, and I'm not going to give you the whole speech because I know most people, or not most people, but some people watch all my videos, and I give this speech quite often. But this, Evan Fournier and Davis Bertans right here. As you can see, 75, 73 overall, respectively. Horrible, disgusting contracts. And the fact that I can get a first-round pick for them, getting a first-round pick makes it seem as if you're a positive asset, not a negative asset. Guys like Russell Westbrook are negative assets. Guys like Davis Bertans and Evan Fournier are negative assets. I should not be able to get first-round picks for them. Figure it out, 2K. Let's make a trade. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll stop bitching now. I didn't even really kind of realize that the Pistons got the first overall pick. I think the Pistons could be knocking on the door of the play-in this upcoming season. I don't think they're number 1 overall pick bad, like they were obviously when they took Cade Cunningham. That being said, let's see their roster, honestly. Like, Cade's an 87 overall. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, he's very, very good. They have a felon. They have Sadiq Bey. I feel like Miles Bridges, he just, like, always ends up with the Pistons. It's kind of weird. And, like, I don't know, maybe that could have possibly happened in real life if he, you know, didn't beat women, but, like, it's okay. They do have the number 1 overall pick. We're going to see if we can get it. We're offering 6 and then these 2 positive assets here that total just about, what is that math? 18 plus 17, what's that, like $35 million? 36 if you're counting the 18.6. Which is crazy. Like, you're basically taking on, like, a max contract, like, 1-year deal and giving up the number 1 overall pick. But that being said, this is 2K, so we can have a little bit of fun. And we can hopefully go ahead and get this to happen. Let's see if we can do this. And how about I give you 21 as well? They agree to that. Number 1 overall pick. We got Victor Wembanyama. It's not a shot at Udoka Azubuike or Walker Kessler. we're just in the market for a star, and obviously Victor Wembanyama is a star, or will hopefully be a star. So let's take him. I also could not possibly risk the New Orleans Pelicans getting him. That being said, they'll probably take Scoot Henderson, who also turns into an absolute stud. But Victor Wembanyama, welcome to the team here. What other draft picks do we have? We have number 19, the number 18 in round 2. I'm not going to use that. I will draft somebody here at number 19 and see who's on the board for us. I mean, I say we have positions of need in most rebuilds, and I'm kind of looking for something. This is one of those situations where it's probably just going to be the best player available, whoever it is. Dylan Mitchell's a guy I have drafted before. Khalil Ware, Arthur Kaluma, also a guy I've drafted. I mean, the power forward spot, I'm not going to say Jared Vanderbilt didn't play well for us. I'm not going to say he played bad for us, but I don't know. I'm thinking Arthur Kaluma might be the pick here. So welcome to Utah. Maybe could start for us. I'm not really sure. Victor's going to be an 82. He's actually 75. It's not horrible. I'm not just going to give up on Jared Vanderbilt. That being said, it does not appear that he's too happy to be here. I'm going to bring back Beasley. So I'm going to bring back everybody just because at a minimum, I can go ahead and get first-round picks for them. So Jared Butler is definitely getting that qualifying offer. He just played super well for us. I will give it to Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Eric Pascal can take a hike. Here's the thing. I don't want to start committing too much money to these guys. I know I can obviously just trade them like that. It's a video game. I can swap them in 2 seconds and ultimately go ahead and just get whatever probably I kind of want within some sort of realistic possibility for them. I just don't want to be throwing out deals because I kind of want to save as much cap space as possible for when we get to a free agency that I actually maybe want to sign somebody. So if we kind of see the way the roster's kind of bare bones constructed right now, we have no point guards. Jared Vanderbilt was a second-round pick. We do not have bird rights on him, but he is restricted. I'm very comfortable with Emmanuel quickly at the starting shooting guard spot. Same goes with Beasley, maybe for one more year, him and Grimes. It'll probably – I kind of forgot we had Obi Toppin. I might just trade him. See if I can get a pick, and then probably Udoka Azubuike just because he's expiring. Walker Kessler, I believe, has a couple more years, 3 years younger as well. So, that was a lot of me talking fast. I know. I'll see you guys with the trade. We are going to offer the Oklahoma City Thunder Obi Toppin and Udoka Azubuike for the Clippers unprotected first this upcoming season. They typically end up sucking, and the 2 rebuilds I just did the past 2 days, they weren't bad because it was a shared file. And I don't know why they suck in this file. It's just because Paul George regresses so hard, and in that one he didn't. Along with that, I'd like the Thunder's unprotected pick this year. So, taking a look at their roster, obviously Shea is here, Giddey's here, Trey Mann is here, Chet's here. This is a talented roster. I expect this pick more likely to be around the 14-15 area. Well, I hope the Clippers pick kind of turns out to be something. So, we'll offer them that. They agree to that. Maybe I could have got a little bit more, but ultimately I really didn't need it. So, I'm going to move Max Christie now as well. I again, do not need him at all. I believe he was in that Lakers deal. First round pick from the Cavs. Honestly, not horrible. It's a top 10 protected Hornets pick that Hornets actually end up being pretty good. But, we'll take the risk. If it ends up being a good pick or it ends up being top 10 somehow, we'll just go ahead and have their unprotected pick the year after that. So, at this point in time, who are my free agents? My free agents include Kendrick Nunn, who, I guess maybe I could bring back. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, who I will be bringing back, is restricted. Wants around $10 million a year. And then at Eric Pascal, no. So, Kendrick Nunn, I'm going to do a 2-year deal. Wow, we have a lot of money in free agency. I'm not going to spend it this year. I want to wait and save it a little bit. So we'll bring back Kendrick Nunn. I'm also obviously going to go ahead and wait here on Jared Butler. I can actually just go and find him just because I have the money for it anyway. So we're going to bring back Kendrick Nunn. Where's Jared Butler here? I'm just going to look him up. It's just probably so much faster. Jared Butler. But how about Jimmy Butler? No, Jared Butler. Wow. I mean, look, I know he just played 30-plus minutes a night and, obviously probably had the best season he's actually going to have in his career, but that's honestly not bad value. I'll actually do a 3-year deal for that. So, Jared Butler, welcome back. Not a bad deal at all for us. Very honestly happy. Oh, shit. Did I give him his qualifying offer? Son of a bitch. Wait a minute. What happens here? Because typically I just decline it and then this out. Does something change if I match it? No, I'm assuming he got his qualifying offer, didn't he? Yeah, he did. That sucks because he's probably going to ask for more next season. But honestly, it's fine. This team's not going to be good. Funny, throw money at Bradley Beal or honestly LeBron if I wanted to. Can you imagine? I'm not going to sign him. I just want to see if he would. No, he doesn't. I wasn't going to sign LeBron. Where are we on it? Wow, we're actually set. Well, we're the only other team giving him a real offer. But we'll bring back Nikhil Alexander-Walker for now. I'm sorry. I know this video's been a lot of me just kind of rambling and shit talking, and I'll try to stop it now. That being said, this is the new rotation. It's still very bad. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. Here's how it's going to look. Again, this is not a playoff team. This team won't even sniff the play-in. But we're hopefully going to have another really high draft pick, and then after that, we can kind of turn it up a notch and hopefully start actually competing. Jared Butler, Manu quickly, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, obviously number 1 overall draft pick, Victor Wembanyama. We tanked for him. We ended up with the 6th overall pick. We traded for the number 1 overall pick, and we got our future franchise player. The bench unit, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kendrick Nunn, Arthur Kaluma, Quentin Grimes, and Walker Kessler. You can make the case to play Kessler more minutes, but I'm playing Victor Wembanyama 35 minutes a night, just because I want to get the maximum progression out of him. So, Walker Kessler, unfortunately, does not need to play too many minutes to hopefully be somewhat effective at the center spot. That being said, this will not be a good season. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2 here in Utah. Year 2 is over. We are still the 14th seed here in the West. I would be completely shocked if it was the Rockets that were worse than us. I mean, they have guys like Jalen Green and KPJ and Alperen Şengün and Jabari Smith Jr. Like, I don't really know how that team could possibly be worse than us. That being said, it's probably the Spurs. Luka Doncic, MVP. Victor Wembanyama wins Rookie of the Year, just under 20 points a game, 10.5 boards. Very, very effective rookie season for us here in Utah. Trae Young, yeah, you can ignore that. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year. I like to see AD back on the horse doing his thing. Paolo Banchero, Most Improved Player there in Orlando. Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year in Atlanta. So let's check the standings, see who was possibly worse than us. It was the Spurs. That's not too shocking. I mean, look at this team. It's really not too shocking. So, that being... What? Okay, like... I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, I think the Miami Heat with, like, that like, this roster specifically, like, is probably not necessarily the favorite to come out of the East. That being said, there is no shot this is a 23-win team. There's no injuries on. There's no nothing. You have Jimmy Butler, arguably a top 10 player on the planet. Bam Adebayo, arguably a top 3, 4, 5 center on the planet. Tyler Hero. I mean, what in the world, 2K, is going on right now? I forgot to show you guys numbers on the air. That's just absolutely crazy. Victor Ledison scored. Then it was Emmanuel quickly, Jared Butler, Malik Beasley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. This is the kind of the problem, not problem doing rebuilds like this, but like, I'm not going to sit here and say I get attached to these guys, but like when they play well, like I almost want to go ahead and like keep them, but I can't because they're really not good enough to like actually do anything. But they put up good numbers, but then you get, I mean, congrats, Kyrie. I mean, 41 basically points a game. That's insane. I don't know if you guys watched yesterday's video, but Anthony Edwards did something very similar. These dudes have been balling out in the finals, and that's not a shot at Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie's a Hall of Fame point guard, but, like, my Lord, that's absolutely insane. All right, we're in the offseason. Another really big night here, a second draft lottery in the row with hopefully a top 3 pick. Last year we fell. And, yeah, wait, the Thunder. Wait, what? What? Oh, wait, no, they don't have our pick. I was like, what in the world? That Clippers pick was, I was so confused for a second. That Clippers pick was bad. It ends up at number 8, and we also have number 4. I was just wildly confused. We'll give Will Hardy one more year. With the moves I make, it's going to be a big offseason, so if we're not in the playoffs, then I'm going to go ahead and probably move on from him. So, number 4, we also have 13 from the Thunder. All right, we're in a really good spot right now with 3 lottery picks. That's obviously awesome. Also have some flexibility to maybe make some trades. Let's see what we can come up with. I've decided we're going to draft somebody first, and it's because I have somebody in mind, really hoping he can stay on the board here till number 4, and he goes number 2. Son of a bitch. Thunder are just bending me over backwards right now. All right, can you give me just Ron Holland? I think that would be great. Not a guy I'd trade for a lot, not a guy I'd draft a lot, and I'd really like to have him here in Utah. So we head over to the Thunder. Ron Holland, what do you want? Nothing? All right. There's definitely a way I can get him. There's no way you see him as unprotected. You've had the guy for 38 seconds. Come on. Ron Holland. Wait, I can't trade for him this way? Oh, sweet. How about if I put up like Nickeil Alexander-Walker and the 4th overall pick? Are you interested then? Yes, you are. You're also going to give me Isaiah Roby. They also, what pick is this? That's their own pick this year, so it's number 13. I don't really need Isaiah Roby. Like, can I just have him instead? Now that I got him in the trade finder, you can have your pick as well. All right, cool. Fine by me. That's the guy I wanted. We'll take Ron Holland. We'll sim up to my next draft pick as well. See who's available for us here at number 8. Guy like Justin Edwards is a 79 overall. Probably going to be my pick just because I think Malik Beasley's probably on his way out. So Justin Edwards, welcome to Utah. We also have the 28th overall pick in round number 2. I'll just draft somebody there. I'm actually going to see who has the funniest name. That's basically what I like to do with late second round picks because they obviously have no value. Puff Johnson, it's 100% going to be it. Actually, Deron Holmes, Jalen Hood, Shavino, Ilya. I mean, there are some good names right here. There are some good names right here. Kobe, I almost thought that said Kobe Buttfucking. Kobe Buffkin. Yeah, you know, I honestly think it's that first one. I forget what it was exactly. Chucky Fuller is a damn good name. All right. That's going to be my name. I mean, my pick. Puff Johnson. I mean, how do you not draft a guy named Puff Johnson? I mean, welcome to Utah. Seems like it'd be a great fit here. Holland's a 78. Justin Edwards, 77. Puff Johnson, 69 overall. Nice. Welcome to Utah. All right. So Walker Kessler, Quentin Grimes, both going to be coming back. And it's officially time to make some moves. We had Carson Edwards on this team. Celtics legends. Quickly is a big free agent for us. Vanderbilt also decent big free agent. Jared Butler, guy I'd like to get back as well. We should have bird rights on him now. All right. We're into free agency. Jared Vanderbilt just does not appear to be wanting to come back here. Honestly, Ron Holland was his replacement, so maybe I should have traded him. I mean, he is technically restricted, but I'm kind of fine with Holland and Kaluma and just kind of riding out. We still have 3 years left, and we're 45 minutes into this recording. I don't know how far we are into the video, but we are pretty decently far into this recording. DeJounte Murray, definitely somebody I have interest in. I would go after a guy like Devin Booker, but my rules for this is he doesn't have an updated contract like him or Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, they wouldn't technically be here, so I'm not going to allow myself to sign them. Guy like Lonzo Ball or Halliburton could be interesting as well. Maybe a Pascal Siakam, maybe could play him at this 4, but I don't really need that. I'd love Anthony Edwards, but he's obviously just going to get matched whatever deal he gets. So, yeah, you know, I'm kind of thinking DeJounte Murray might be my guy. I haven't got him in a minute, and honestly, I'd be happy to have him here in Utah. Not a shot at Jared Butler, but, like, I think I can honestly maybe get a little bit better. I'm actually going to go ahead and give Emmanuel quickly the qualifying offer just to save me some money. And then Vanderbilt is restricted, so we'll work on that after this. And then I think I'm just going to let Malik... Who's... like? I obviously just drafted Justin Edwards. Like, you know... I think I can maybe move on from Quentin Grimes. All right, we're going to probably start Justin Edwards, but I'm going to pay Malik Beasley tentatively, and then we'll work on that from there. Oh, wait, shit, I have to wait, don't I? I have to wait. Wait, like if I... Yeah, no, I can't do that right now. So, shit, I actually think what's Malik Beasley's qualifying? It's 24 million. Never mind, Malik Beasley. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go, but I can bring you back. DeJounte, seriously? Oh, it's because it's... Okay. I see what happened. Let me just give him the qualifying offer one more time, and then we'll be good. All right, hopefully. Qualifying offer? Yeah, he's got it. All right, cool. We're good there. Welcome to the team, DeJounte Murray. And, yeah, I mean, we gave quickly the qualifying offer. I think we're in a pretty good spot. I know I could have given him a full deal if I just waited, but I'm honestly fine with paying him next offseason. And, yeah, this team's definitely looked like it's improved. Again, probably maybe not the playoff team still, but... I'm excited to see what happens, and yeah, wait, we don't have any other free agents, do we? We have Jared Butler, I think, but yeah, I'll probably just let him go. Honestly, I'll sign him and trade him for a pick. He was really good for us, so hopefully that trade value is a little high. Like, I feel, you know what, screw it. I'm keeping Jared Butler. Goodbye. Where are you? Kendrick Nunn. Goodbye. I'm keeping Jared Butler. He earned it. Kendrick Nunn, go find a coffee table somewhere else. Give me, I don't want Marcus Smart. Julian Strother and a first-round pick. It is a Hawks pick. It's really not a useful draft pick. First round picks from the Trailblazers. What's their team looking like? Sign me up. All right, I'll see you guys at the start of year 3 here in Utah. It is year 3, and it is here. This team made a lot of moves this offseason. This team's definitely looking a little bit different, but I'm excited. I mean, am I crazy? You can call me crazy, but am I crazy for thinking this team can maybe sneak into the play-in? I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm saying I've seen crazier things, though, so let's see how it works out. DeJounte Murray, obviously our star free agent signing. Super happy to have him here. I mean, I don't know if you can call him... I mean, his overall is obviously better than Victor Wembanyama's, but, like, I just don't know if you want to call him better than him, but I'm excited to have DeJounte Murray here. He's going to be our starting point guard, followed by Emmanuel quickly. I gave him the qualifying offer. I will go ahead and give him most likely a real contract this offseason, especially if he plays well. Justin Edwards, who was our 8th overall draft pick, and Ron Holland, who was our 2nd overall. We traded for him, but he was the 2nd overall draft pick out of Memphis. So 2 rookies in this starting 5. Going to be interesting to see how that works. And obviously, second-year man here, Victor Wembanyama. Former number 1 overall draft pick. I'm playing this dude 35 minutes a night. I'm hoping he can be an absolute stud. Bench unit, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Jared Butler moves down to the bench unit. Kind of sucks because he's been playing really well for us, but DeJounte Murray's obviously a much better basketball player. Walker Kessler, Quentin Grimes, who really just never worked out for us. I mean, I didn't only really kind of play him 12 minutes a night, but it's fine. And then Arthur Kaluma, who we took 19th overall in last year's draft as well, or technically 2 years ago now. But you know what I mean? That being said, It's a new look team. I think this team definitely improved. I don't think we'll probably be even in the play-in, but you never know. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. I have no words to describe what just happened here, what just transpired, if you will. We are not only in the play-in, we are not only in the playoffs, but we're the 1 seed here in the Western Conference. I honestly, I don't know. It might just be one of those days with 2K, which seemed to be happening to me a lot more recently. Given this could be one of those weird, I have no idea what a record is because 2K took it out of the bottom right-hand corner. Hopefully it simmed up sim speed or something, because if not, I have no idea why they did it. But it might be one of those times where it's like a 49-win team takes the 1 seed, but we'll see. LaMelo gets an MVP award. Cool to see somebody besides Luka winning it. Justin Edwards wins Rookie of the Year for us. Our 8th overall pick, about 15 points, 7 boards, 3.5 assists. Hell of a rookie campaign, Justin. Happy to have you here. Brickleberry Simmons, 6th man of the year. Jaren Jackson Jr. wins Depoy. Tyrese Proctor, most improved. Congratulations. Wyatt Sampson, never heard of you. You sound like a lawyer. Was on to win Coach of the Year. As, we're the 1 seed here. 62-20. Oh, there's just no fucking shot. This is a 62-win team. I've had absolute God squads win 58, 59 games, never even be able to crack the 60-win threshold. And this team, that's not what I was looking for, and this team wins 62 basketball games. Maybe Victor Wembanyama is like the next coming of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, this is just insane. Emmanuel quickly balls out. He's going to be getting a real contract. Justin Edwards. DeJounte Murray didn't really do it in the points per game department for us, but I mean, he did a little bit of everything. I mean, he rebounded. He obviously is a good playmaker, good assist guy, almost 2 steals a game as well. But like, come on now, DeJounte, what did you average in Atlanta for the time you were there? I mean, look, I'm not expecting like this. I know that's not even real statistics, but like, I don't know. Jared Butler, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Arthur Kaluma, Quentin Grimes, Walker Kessler. Yeah, I cannot fathom the fact that this team won 62 basketball games. Insane. All right, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder here in round 1. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Kwame Evans Jr., P.J. Washington, Chet Holmgren, Trey Mann. You got Poku, Obi Toppin, our old friend Mackenzie Mbako, or again, horrible names. You all know that. But we're up 2-0 here against the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're up 3-0, and we sweep them. Am I getting like punked right now? Like, am I on like MTV? What is going on? There's just there's just absolutely no way that we're beating this Warriors team. I just can't. They can't even imagine when we will. Like, there's a chance. There's just no way. We're 2-2. No shot. It's got to come crashing down now. Like, if it doesn't come crashing down now, I don't even know. Like, I might write like a letter to 2K. Like, something's got to be figured out. What is going on? There is absolutely no way you can explain to me how we can beat the Pelicans. I have had teams with 490 overalls and like 380 overalls coming off the bench. That might be a little excessive, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had insanely stacked teams that I have very much considered some of the best teams I've ever rebuilt not even be able to beat the Pelicans. Hell, we get swept by them typically. And you're telling me us and the Mormons here in Utah were just able to sweep fucking OP Zion and the rest of the Funky Bunch Pelicans? What in the world is going on? We got Darius Garland, Isaac Okoro, Leonard Miller, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. I mean, if we don't win a championship this year, I'm going to be disappointed. I mean, it will be kind of how my life works, but like, okay, no, we're not winning a championship. We get swept by the Cavs. I don't know what the hell just happened. I don't even know how we even made the playoffs. I don't. But we did it, and I guess Will Hardy's, the next Messiah. I don't really know. That Portland pick's unprotected. Maybe we'll finally get lucky in the lottery. Not unlucky. We do not. We stick right there at number 8. But it's good to have another lottery pick. That's nice. Will Hardy I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, he has good ratings or, like, he's, probably really even done anything. But, like, I mean, he just not carried us. He just brought us to a finals as a head coach. Kind of hard to argue with firing him. So, we also have 12 from the Timberwolves, 17 from the Knicks, 18 from the Mavericks, and 28 from the Hornets. So we have 5 first-round draft picks this year. That being said, I don't need 5 first-round draft picks. So, let's find a trade. Now, this is not a deal I want to make, but it's one I would be an absolute idiot to pass up on. Look, DeJounte Murray was obviously our huge free agent signing. Kind of had a little bit of an underwhelming year. I'm not saying it was necessarily a horrible year, but when you pay a guy as much money as we paid him, you expect a little bit better. So, The Wizards want to give me Tyrese Halliburton, and they want to give me Zach LaVine. So that's a huge upgrade at 2 spots. I know Emmanuel quickly just absolutely balled out for us, and I know that it kind of sucks when we kind of look at the fact that he's probably going to be gone now, but like Zach LaVine's 100. Like you cannot even try to argue that that's not an upgrade. So that being said, what I am going to try to do is offer 17, 18, and 28 and see if I can maybe move up to like pick like 7 or like maybe pick 9, something like that. Like whatever I see really here. Lakers have the first overall pick. Who has one of those picks? Like 7 with the Pelicans. Would you do this? I'll also throw you a second, and I'll just give you all the seconds. Like, how about one more second round pick? Nope. Okay. I just gave up the 8th overall pick, so let me try it with 9. 9 is actually owned by the Wizards, funny enough, and they agree to that. So we'll see who's available for us here at number 9. Positions of need off the top of my head, maybe a new backup small forward. I don't know if Quentin Grimes is a long-term answer. Also, maybe could replace Walker Kessler here. It looks like, honestly, we have everybody scouted. Malik Thomas, honestly, could be my answer here. But John Bol, here's the thing. Is he related to, like, Bol and, like, all those guys? I'm assuming he is if he's 7'4". I mean, that's pretty insane. Malik Thomas might strictly be my answer just because, one, I can see is over. I mean, obviously, all these guys are 77s. There's a lot of options here. There's actually 5 small forwards options here for us. He's also ranked number 9th here by DE and then ranked 6th here and 5 there. So Malik Thomas is going to be my draft pick here. And probably end up being our backup small forward. So he's actually a 75 overall, so our scouting department's a little off. I'm bringing back Puff Johnson. No way I'm letting that man go. Victor's obviously coming back. Quentin Grimes, I'm just going to let go at this point. I don't really think I never played him enough for him to honestly kind of live up to his hopeful potential, but I don't really need him. So we still have Emmanuel quickly, which I don't really think there's a spot for him here. And I'm not going to, if I can afford it, I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm not just going to let the guy go. But, I really don't need him, and I think a lot of you will probably agree with me in that department. So I will bring him back. I'll probably have him be off the bench as my backup shooting guard, backing up Zach LaVine. But he's really not a position of need right now. So, ultimately, Nickeil Alexander-Walker will get traded probably for a pick. Then we're going to have an 85 overall Emmanuel quickly, who just had a hell of a season for us, career year. Actually, technically no, but you know what I'm saying. Coming off the bench, which is it's weird to say, but it's kind of the honest truth of the way this roster is constructed right now. So he's probably going to be all pissed and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't blame the man. Just played super well for us, so we basically just traded for an upgrade. But it's an obvious upgrade. Clippers suck. I do not know why. You're serious? Can I have your first round pick this year? Oh no, the Thunder probably have it. But I'll take your first round pick after that. It'll definitely have some value. So, who went places? That's disgusting. Giannis always goes to the Blazers. Thank God. I guess that's my problem. I almost said we were doing an Eastern Conference rebuild, and I was like, no, you're not, and I'm nuts. I'll see you guys at the start of year 4. I'm talking way too much today. This team just went to the finals somehow, some way. I have no idea how we got there. We ultimately made a huge trade, acquired both Tyrese Halliburton and Zach LaVine to be our new backcourt. And this is a really exciting, really promising team now. This team should hopefully be back in the finals, but knowing my luck, we'll probably be in the play-in. Tyrese Halliburton, Zach LaVine, Justin Edwards, who just won Rookie of the Year for us as the 8th overall draft pick. Ron Holland, not a bad rookie campaign whatsoever, hoping to improve on that. And obviously our superstar young center here, Victor Wembanyama. Bench unit, Emmanuel quickly, probably a swift kick in the balls for him as he just basically averaged 19 points a game for us. Was an absolute stud, did everything we kind of asked him to, and then got kicked to the bench. That being said, he is getting paid, so he's probably not too mad. Jared Butler, Walker Kessler, Arthur Kaluma, and Malik Thomas are, what would we draft, number 9? Yes, number 9 overall. This team's in a good spot to hopefully be back in the finals. I will see you guys here at the end of year 4. We go 1 seed again this year, maybe a little bit more realistic as LaMelo wins his 2nd straight MVP award. I'm still honestly kind of baffled with the fact that we were a 1 seed last year. But we do it again this year. Definitely happy with that. Nasir Cunningham, Rookie of the Year, was drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies. Somehow they sucked enough to have the number 2 overall pick with John Moran on their team. Cam Thomas, 6th Man of the Year, found a new home in San Antonio. Jonathan Isaac found a new home in LA. Wins Defensive Player of the Year. Derek Whitehead is Most Improved Player. And Will Hardy wins the Coach of the Year. It's a very hard argument to fire a Coach of the Year, Toronto Raptors. But, if we don't make it to the finals, I'm probably going to move on from him, strictly based off how bad his ratings are. So, let's take a look at it. Thunder are the number 2 seed. It's funny how 2 of the worst teams in the West in just a 2-year span can kind of turn it around. Victor Wembanyama, absolute monster, absolute tank. Goes ahead, leads us in scoring and rebounds, and probably the best player on this team. Zach LaVine, Justin Edwards, quickly, Ron Holland, Tyrese Halliburton. it's similar-ish. Like, I'm not going to say they're similar, like, identically, but, like, it's similar kind of to what DeJounte Murray was doing. So, I'm not getting into that argument at this point in time. Of course, a huge hypothetical of who would be better, but, it's very similar numbers between those two guys. So, playing time. We got the Memphis Grizzlies, who, I'm not quite sure, the math on them actually being bad enough to have the number 2 overall pick and draft Rookie of the Year in Nasir Cunningham, but whatever works for you, 2K. We are up 2-0 on them. We go up 3-0 on them, and we sweep them. Beautiful. Houston Rockets here, round 2. Jalen Brunson found a new home. Jalen Green. Cameron Whitmore, Jabari Smith Jr., Tingus Pingus, Şengün, a couple of big men, European. Actually, they're both European, Turkey, and Latvia. Josh Christopher, Chuma Okiki, Usman Garuba. All right, let's see what happens here. They're a very good team, so I wouldn't be... Okay, we're up 3-0. Running a train here on the Western Conference. Oh, baby. Team we beat last year, and we got better. But it looks like they definitely got a little bit better, too. So, Pelicans, we're 1-1. We go down 2-1. We go down. Shoot me in the fucking head. Why don't you? Oh, way to, blue balls me. I'm down 3-1. Let me come all the way back. And then just, you put 2 in my chest. Come on here. All right, we got a hype beast off right now in the final. Zion versus LaMelo Ball. Also, I have been complaining a lot today, so I'll try to cool it after this one. But there's something that I need to show you guys that honestly I'll get to in a second. Let's hit the draft lottery. We probably do not have it. I can't even imagine a world where we have a pick in this. And yeah, oh wait, we have that Knicks pick. Holy shit! It actually is at number 11, so it actually turns out to be a pretty good pick. Funny enough, I'm just gonna move on from Will Hardy. Yeah, Stout. They're gonna block this, aren't they? Yeah, that's what I thought. You fucking asshole Celtics. Jacob Underwood has more offensive ratings than defensive, kind of the opposite of Will Hardy. Trent Peterson honestly has a pretty good rating. Stafford's obviously perfect because he's one of the developers in the game, and man just makes himself good. I hate how the coaches are sorted here. Bring it back to the old way. It was just so much easier. Mike Budenholzer has some good ratings. Honestly, Budenholzer has good ratings. I don't necessarily think Mike Budenholzer's a great head coach, but he has pretty good ratings. So it might be the first time I can ever say I've signed Mike Budenholzer as a coach. This is my problem. This is what's absolutely crazy to me here. I was looking through point guards. I'm just gonna take a sip of water. I was looking through point guards, saying, could I possibly trade for one? That was when DeJounte Murray didn't have the best season. Ultimately, we ended up making a deal that I found in Trade Finder. My problem with this list is it kind of goes back to the whole hype beast thing. And Zion and LaMelo are obviously 2 extremely young and extremely very good grammar, extremely talented basketball players. And they're both obviously at the caliber of being superstars. Neither of them are there yet, in my opinion. I think Zion, when healthy, is probably a top 20, 25 player in this league. I do not consider him a superstar yet, strictly based probably off of health reasons. But if healthy, fully healthy, these guys are probably both on their way to being superstars. That being said, there is not a chance on this planet that there is ever going to be a world unless something tragically bad happens, God forbid, some horrible injury, that LaMelo Ball is ever going to be a better basketball player than Luka Doncic. I mean, what are we doing here, 2K? LaMelo Ball is a 98 overall. I mean, I get it. He's won 2 MVPs at this point, but this is ridiculous, these numbers. So I need 2K to just look themselves in the fucking face and say, we have sucked with this game mode for so long. I know they're trying to bring back the My NBA eras and stuff like that, and it's cool. I'm looking forward to it, but my lord, change some things up and just fix the progression on some shit. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll stop bitching. I know I've been complaining all video. Let's probably make a trade. What an absolutely hilarious trade that we're about to make right now. This is completely idiotic just based off how much money these two guys are making and Kawhi being an 86th overall now. And he's not really even necessarily good. Look, I don't think Kawhi is going to probably be in tip-top career shape when he's 35, but it's a little disrespectful for him to be that bad. But we're also getting Pascal Siakam, who I never thought I'd see a day where Pascal Siakam was a better basketball player than Kawhi Leonard. But Pascal is actually going to start at the power forward spot for me. It's an upgrade that it's not maybe one that we 100% need, but I want to win a championship with this team. So I think that's probably going to be the best way for us to maybe do that. 29th overall pick, I don't need. This has been a long-ass fucking video. I'm sorry for those of you who do not enjoy long videos. And also tomorrow is going to be the 30K subscriber special, so buckle up. That's probably going to be double this amount of time. Walker Kessler, I'll give the qualifying offer to. Do we have any free agents? I certainly hope not. Oh, fuck. I definitely don't have money to bring him. I can bring Zach LaVine back. How do I have money for that? How on earth do I mean, look at the contracts I just took on with Kawhi Leonard and Pascal Siakam. And you're going to sit here and tell me there's no way I can bring Walker. Where is this money coming from? I know the Utah Jazz's owner is like a billionaire and didn't he like invent like the fucking sun or something? But like, good Lord, where is this money coming from? That's insane. All right, so Ron Holland's going to be the backup to Siakam. Honestly, it's weird to say, but I might just start Kawhi. I mean, Justin Edwards has been great for us, but like it feels kind of weird not to start Kawhi. We'll check on the overalls. But Malik Thomas and Arthur Kaluma are going to probably get me a new backup point guard, backup shooting guard. He's 6'7". I mean, what's his overall if I move him to shooting guard? 76. I can live with that. So we're going to now trade for a backup point guard, and I'll see you guys with that move. Well, we found our new backup point guard. We're going to be trading for Bronny James here from the New York Knicks. Let's take a look at Bronny's numbers. I honestly haven't even looked at them. Man hasn't even played a fucking minute yet. That being said, he probably gets more media attention than anybody, given that he is on the New York Knicks, probably the biggest or second biggest market in the entirety of the league. And yeah, on top of that, he is Bronny James. And yeah, instead of going from the Big Apple, man's going to be heading over west, and he's going to be coming over to Utah. So welcome over here, Bronny James. You are going to be backing up Tyrese Haliburton. I'm going to figure out which one of these guys I want to start. I'm going to obviously probably go on my own gut, but like I'll see what 2K suggestion kind of says. But this team's bonkers. I'll see you guys at the start of the fifth and final year. I can confidently say that I've never done a rebuild where I've had Kawhi Leonard coming off the bench. That being said, there's a first time for everything. Welcome to the bench unit, Kawhi Leonard. Not words that I ever thought would come out of my mouth. Yeah, he's coming off the bench. He's going to anchor that second unit. It's Tyrese Haliburton, Zach LaVine, Justin Edwards, who has been playing very well for us. I don't have a reason to move on from him as a starting lineup. That being said, you can make the same argument with Ron Holland. Pascal Siakam is definitely a little bit better, but you know Ron Holland's been really good. And obviously Victor Wembanyama. Bench unit, Kawhi Leonard. It's weird. He's 35 years old and he's an 83 overall. I think that, I mean, these stats are probably a little bit unrealistic, but like, I don't know. I mean, good Lord, that first season in LA. That Toronto season was so special, man. I mean, that was like, I think like, a lot of people say like peak NBA was like 2016 with like that finals. Obviously one of the best finals in NBA history, but like there was something about like that 2018, 2019 like season and like going even into like 2019, 2020 before the world got, you know, screwed with a pandemic. But like there was just something so enjoyable about that time in the NBA. I feel like there was no stress. I don't know. I mean, I had Kyrie Irving on my team at the time, and stressful. Kawhi Leonard, Ron Holland, Walker Kessler, Bronny James, and Malik Thomas. I know I have given 28 speeches, 3 Declaration of Independences, and everything else in between in this video. I apologize. I know this is a long enough video. Hopefully we can round it out with the championship. I'll see you guys at the end of year 5. I gave the whole speech on him, and yeah, it continues to happen. I know nothing was going to change between my speech and now, but like it's just crazy to see. Congrats, LaMelo. 3rd year in a row, we're the 1 seed here in the West. Hopefully can finally get it done. Let's see what the Pelicans have to say. Marcus Johnson, Rookie of the Year. Hell of a first season there in Denver. Nasir Cunningham, 6th Man of the Year. Just won Rookie of the Year prior. Jonathan Isaac, 2nd straight DPOY. Tyrese Proctor, Most Improved. Mike Budenholzer wins Coach of the Year for us. It's 65-17. Our best record yet. We did win 62 games that first season, which was just, or that, you know, the first season we were good, which was just like the funniest thing of all time. LaVine, Victor Wembanyama, both over 20 points a game, lead us in scoring. Justin Edwards, I'm happy I made the decision to start him at small forward. You know, albeit I think Kawhi Leonard at this point in time would probably still be better if, you know, obviously, God forbid, Kawhi gets injured again or something like that. But like, it's just kind of weird to see Kawhi at, like, I don't even know. And, like, he says he's overjoyed, fatigued, exhausted. Man's playing 20 minutes a night. But, like, it's just funny to see Kawhi. Not funny. It's sad to see him such a low overall. It's a little disrespectful. Cole Anthony, Joshua Primo, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, DeAndre. This is an extremely different-looking team. That team's not even going to touch us. There's just absolutely no shot. We sweep them. Moving on to Denver here. Cam Payne, Marcus Johnson, Jabari. What the did they just, like, not match him? Like, what? Holy height. 6'10", 6'8", 6'11". I thought Onyeka Okongwu was way taller than that. And he got Miles Turner coming off the bench. Bold move. All right, let's see what happens here. We are up 2-0. We're up 3-0. And we win in 5. All right, we're here in the West Finals. Here comes the real test with Henderson, Markelle Fultz. Oh, good. Play him at the shooting guard spot. He's a very known shooter. Oh, well... that's something. Zion Williamson's no longer here, but they added Kevin Durant. So, interesting. How old is KD now? 36, 37, 38? Wow. He's really not honestly even playing that well. Like, he's averaging, 16 points a game regular season, 18 in the playoffs. We sweep him. Moving on to the Pistons here, who have Tyrese Proctor, Cade Cunningham, Lou Dort, Khalil Ware, Chris Duarte, Obi Toppin. Yeah, no. There's just really 2K, don't be doing this to me right now. I'm not going to get gameplay. This video has been long enough. I'm sorry. Tyrese Halliburton, holy weird numbers. 12 and 11 Finals MVP. This is going to go down in the history books as one of my all-time weird rebuilds. I don't even know what happened. I've been recording now for an hour and 40 minutes in a 5-year rebuild. Typically, like a 3-year rebuild, when I do normal 3-year rebuilds, are about like, I don't know, I want to say like 40 to 50 minutes typically. And then like every other 5-year rebuild I've done has been like at a most like an hour and 5, hour and 10. We are like an hour. Yeah, we're way further in on that. So that's absolutely insane. That being said, this was a super fun team. I did not imagine, especially in like year 2, that we could ever build a team this good, but we ultimately built an absolutely sick team. We got some players I never get before. And yeah, a guy like Kawhi Leonard gets another championship here coming off the bench. This is a weird one, man. I need to go to bed. It is Friday night, and yeah, that's how I spent it. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Of course, if you guys are new around here, the road to 40K is officially started, and we'd love to have you. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.